Let's try that. Started this a few minutes ago and forgot to go public. I figured out why nobody was showing up. So, what's up? Now I'm public. Now let's see if anybody shows up. Well, a couple people trying. One thumbs up. What up? What up? Who is you? Who is you? Felicia, what's up with you? Ricky Long, what's up with you? This time of night? 6 people coming in already? Harry, howdy. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up with you? Just so you don't feel left out. Tired. Steve had me working in the yard all day. And let me guess, he was in the lawn chair with an iced tea, wasn't he? JJ, what up? A foot of snow in Denver. That's why I don't live in Denver. Or even close to it. Well, good evening to you, Steve, and all. I found out I'm allergic to that snow. And the older I get, the worse that allergy is. I get around it and I start breaking out little spots all over my skin and start shaking uncontrollably. If I head south where it's warm, all that goes away. So it must be an allergy. Y'all hit that thumbs up for me. Got to have the good feelings on there now. What up, Cliff? Finally back on the road. Got the all clear. Well, good deal. You need to get to work. You're running a little bit late on raised garden. Actually, one year me and Grandma did them giant sunflowers. Those are pretty cool. But I can tell you now, get you one of them 10-foot T-posts and plant right there beside them seeds. Because they're going to get so big, and then when they fully mature, that head will bend over and you got to tie them up. You can get them where they're edible. The problem is keeping the birds from eating them. But what you can do if you put a protector around them. But yeah, them giant sunflowers are real cool. Google it. You can bake them in the oven and all kinds of stuff to make them edible. Jay Ryder, howdy. You're $1,200 richer today, huh? Well, loan me some money. What up, Michael? There ain't no catch to it. It's a matter of have you filed taxes in the last couple of years? And do they have your banking information? Oh, and if they don't have your banking information, you can go on to irs.gov or some nonsense and get them your bank information where they can put it in your bank account. If you don't want to do that, after they get tired of sending out all the bank checks, then they'll put yours in the mail, which that could be slow. Well, that ain't good, Cliff. I don't know about Mammoth. It said giant sunflowers on the package we bought. But they was cool. We went ahead and raised them for the birds. We debated on trying to bake them and all that, but neither one of us is a big sunflower fan anymore. We both used to be addicted to them back in the day. Back in the 80s, we all was eating sunflower seeds. You gotta be careful with shutting it down in chain up areas. Thank you, Trap. How you doing, old man? Well, supposedly we don't have to pay it back, so to speak, but you know damn good and well we're going to be paying it back one way or the other. I really don't think we should be shut down like we are myself. Yeah, there's a lot of edible flowers and different things that you can plant for ornamental that is still edible. Your purple cabbage or purple cauliflower and different stuff. And there in Georgia, you ought to be able to get the purple cauliflower. Go north up there to, damn it, where they make the baby dolls. The Cabbage Patch place up there. They use them up there for decoration, so I'll bet you some of them places will be selling them plant stands. I hear you, Tramp. Me and you both. Oh, I hear you, Cliff. Sometimes you gotta just do what you gotta do. Well, it really ain't the government's money, JJ. No, Harry, it does not come out of your 2020 taxes. No, that is not true. Yeah, I seen today you working on your card there, Cliff. Trust me, some of them older cars, there's a lot more fun to work on than this modern stuff. I've seen you changing out the thermostat. It used to be nothing to change out thermostats, alternators, starters, carburetors. Hell, back in the hot rod days, we all carried at least one extra of everything in the trunk with a little bit of fuel line and a few hose clamps. You'd be surprised what you can fix with a hose clamp and a radiator hose or a fuel line. Had all the basic American tools. They was not metric. Yeah, well, that's why you need to quit reading the internet. Well, not really, Michael. Most of them, that's all they want to work on unless they have to do something computerized on it. If they refuse to work on these computerized cars, they would be out of business. Those computerized cars are everywhere. That's pretty much all you got. The old ones like Cliff bought, which I'm sure is an early 2000, but those are the obsolete ones. That's the ones that these modern day mechanics, these kids, they ain't got a clue. You pull in there with a carburetor and need a carburetor adjusted or rebuilt, and they're going to look at you and say, a what? Yeah, that was the Democrats blowing smoke. Just like they wanted to give all the essential workers $25,000. But along with it, they did a bunch of stupid stuff, which the country can't afford to give everybody working $25,000. Ain't going to happen. Well, my count's going up and down a lot. Oh, I doubt it, Jay. Not for 3 or 4 weeks, anyway. By orders of Dr. Grandma, I'm staying put. No, they're not going to get that passed, JJ. Y'all done got all the free money you're going to get. What they're trying to pass now, which the Democrats are holding up, is stimulus checks for the small companies, for the mom and pops. What they have passed already, when they passed the one that got us our checks, that's about gone. So they're trying to just a one-page little amendment to it, bringing up a little bit more money to help out the companies, to keep the little mom and pop companies afloat. And of course, the Democrats are trying to mess with it. Imagine that. So they're trying to take something real simple and turn into something for them. Oh. And no, I didn't read that on the internet. Yeah, I agree. They're the best. I prefer mom and pops in any scenario, whether it's out there in the truck or in my car or grocery shopping. Well, everybody is, Steve. I've seen a lot of them that have applied for it. And the first problem they was having was all the banks and the loaning institutions, whoever, they didn't know what to do with it. I mean, the government said, okay, it's approved. Well, they had not put out any guidelines. So people started applying and or trying to apply, and the banks are like, well, we don't know. Well, finally, the government started getting them a few guidelines, and they was already swamped. Speaking of mom and pops, that's the kind of bank we got is a little mom and pops local bank. They got like 3 branches or so, maybe 4 in nearby towns, and just small little banking outfit. And buddy boy, they start sending all them checks in, and it crashed the system. So grandma had a hell of a time. She had to wait 2 or 3 days to even be able to get online and get into our account. Me being me, on the second day of that nonsense, I called the bank up and said, did your system crash? Yes, sir, it did. I said, was all them damn checks coming in? We guess so. We don't know, but they're working on it. Thank you. Which, when you're with a small mom and pop, sometimes you have them inconveniences. Well, I'm afraid we will, Michael. We're going to go into a depression, recession, or something. Them giving out this money like they are and all that, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to put us into hyperinflation. I'm looking for my sunglasses or my reading glasses. It must have got took off the table. I might have to go chasing them down. But yeah, I'm afraid something's going to happen. Then with them opening the economy up slow, That's not going to help. Well, Tramp, that depends upon if you filed taxes or not. If you filed taxes, yes, you should see it. Or being on Social Security, I'm sure your check goes straight into your account. So if you're set up like that, it will go into your account. So no, you don't necessarily have to wait. Oh, I'm tired of trying to squint to read this. Well, they did a small one back in 08. Well, good deal, Cliff. Quit eating them damn Pop-Tarts. Well, it depends on what you're talking about, Steve. There's a lot going on. We did a video chat, me and Carlos, Little Joe, and Warwick. And y'all know Warwick's in Australia. So we got talking and comparing stuff here and there. And they're on a lot more strict lockdown than we are. So it is worldwide. Yeah, and there's still more filing, JJ. That ain't true, Tramp. Whoever you heard said they wouldn't get theirs after 25th, that is not true. Grandma's on Social Security and she got hers. You know, one of the things that gets me is, they keep talking over here about a vaccine. Vaccine. And we got to have a vaccine. Now, this all started in China. We all know that. They're starting to release their people back to work and all that a week or so back. They don't have a vaccine, or do they? You know, it started in China and they're starting to return to normal. Yeah, we still have to wait on a vaccine. I don't see it. And I know in Michigan, they had a protest. Where was the other one? In the Carolinas or in PA or somewhere over in that neck of the woods? They did stage a protest. I'm afraid we're going to start seeing more protests. I hear you, Tramp. Oh, goodness. But yeah, there's stuff going on that makes me raise an eyebrow. Oh, yeah, guns and ammo sales up like 30+%. I've had two different people contacting me, wanting me to get off of mine and share with them, and I won't do it. They're, oh man, we can't find this caliber. We can't find this caliber nowhere. And well, that sucks. I've been telling people for years that you need to buy ammunition, not guns. Everybody got all excited about buying a bunch of guns. We're not going to run out of guns. We will run out of ammunition. And I've been hollering that for 10, 15 years. If you ain't got ammo, all you did was buy a very expensive club. So you need to buy ammo first, and they didn't listen. So now here they are run out buying guns and can't find ammo for it. Oh. Now I'm very tempted to go out and buy another handgun. But if I did, it'd be for Grandma. I got some ammo I'd bought for a handgun of hers years ago, and me and that gun didn't get along, and I got rid of it, which I normally don't do. So now I got ammo for that caliber and not that gun. So I'm thinking about getting Grandma another handgun. Well, Steve, first thing you do is go, hell, you're in Georgia, man. Go over there towards the Alabama border. There's a place called Cheaper Than Dirt. Look them up. Go over there and stockpile. Now, a lot of stuff they have is military grade, but that's all right in a bind. So look them up online. Used to be able to order from them online. I don't know that if they will still do that these days or not. But I know they're not that far from you. You're over by Augusta. Well, there's you a nice 3-hour drive, man. You and Mama take the day and drive over there. Well, I don't see that happening, Jay. You got to quit believing that CB and the Facebook. They both lied to you. We've been hearing for 10, 15 years that they was going to eliminate us. Guess what? They can't do it. Well, Michael, when I lived in Georgia, they thought I was crazy when I was telling them to buy ammo and all that stuff and tell them to squirrel away some stuff. I got 5-gallon buckets and I started squirreling away beans and rice and different things, candles, just different emergency stuff. Writing on that can what was in it for the most part, what date we loaded it up, and we sealed it. And I was doing 1 5-gallon can bucket every 2 or 3 weeks. I'd have enough stuff to fill one up. People thought I was crazy. Right now, they're not thinking I'm too damn crazy. You know, now, me and Grandma tried cooking some of the beans here a year or so back, maybe 2 years. They didn't want to cook right on the regular stove. But I told her, we got a pressure cooker. I got a big old Dutch oven. I got several trees out back I can cut down. I said, we can cook a bean, and if it don't get all the way done, oh well, we can still eat it. And we still got plenty of rice to go with it. So there are some of those now that thought I was just crazy, teased me about my tinfoil hat. Now they're scratching their ass wondering what the hell happened. Well, your wife can, can't she? Well, I'm not a big fan of Glocks myself. Oh. And once again, JJ, don't think about buying the Glock. Go find your ammunition. Well, then you don't need to buy one, Steve. Your wife needs to buy one. Or 12. Once again, go find your ammunition first. Buy you up a small stockpile of ammunition. to protect you and yours, and then you buy the caliber of handgun to go with it. Same thing with you, JJ. 9mm is a very popular round. You're probably not going to find that round. Go find you something at 38 or bigger. Don't want to hear about no 22 or 25. 22 or 25 just going to make a mean man mad. Well, you need to consider it even more strong. Go ahead a couple of your, and don't forget, some pawn shop sells ammunition also. Not all of them, but some do. So check your area. Find you a caliber that you can afford to buy, that they have, is what I should say. Buy you up 50 or 100 rounds. Then go find a handgun. You don't want a $300 throwing weapon. Hell, you can buy knives cheaper than that. It ain't no fun taking a knife to a gunfight. But I know people live out in the country that normally ain't worried about having a gun, that they're now saying, hey, shit's getting a little tight, we might need a gun. Then they ran out and bought a gun, and now they're like, man, we can't find ammunition. Well, you should talk to me before you bought the gun. I hear you, Oric. You didn't get enough of them in that conference, in that video chat? I ain't even going to name off what I got, Cliff. It doesn't matter. I got stuff for my stuff. And I got some stuff I don't need, but it makes good for bartering later on if things really get tight. I hear you, brother. But see, you get still set around without your shirt. I had to put on a shirt. I already turned that fan back on. Or turn that AC down a notch. Matter of fact, I'll be back. I'm going to go turn that AC down a number or two. It's getting plenty warm in here. Oh! There we go. And I'll turn this overhead on. There we go. Now we get it to cool off. Oh! Did everybody leave? Yeah, it warmed up here too. Oh, I don't know what it is here, Harry. Warming up, I turned the AC on. Chilly enough last night, we had the heater on. I think. I don't normally mess with it. I leave it to Grandma. Well, my sleeping schedule's all messed up, Michael. What I was talking to Grandma about earlier today. I've been off, I think, almost 4 weeks. I ain't done hardly anything around here. Constantly tired. I thought that I'd just run myself down real bad and I'd catch up in a week or two, and I really ain't caught up. I was sitting over there earlier, I could have took a sleep. I hear you, Montana ain't all bad, except in the wintertime. It gets a mighty bit cold up there. And that wind do blow. That it do. Yeah, I got sleep apnea, that I do have. But this really ain't sleep apnea. I just wind up like tonight. I was tired as all get out a while ago, ready to go to bed. But it was too early because I knew I'd be up at midnight, 1 o'clock. So I'll make myself stay up a little bit, and right now I'm wide awake. I get off here and get watching that idiot box. Who knows how long I'll be up. You don't know how many times I've thought about going live in the middle of the day or early evening. But then Grandma's up. For some reason, I want to spend time with the old woman. Just to give her a chance to sit there and admire me. All right, Cliff, good night. Well, you had your mask on and you kept your 6-foot distance, right, Warwick? That's where you send your mate in there. That's where you tell Mitch, it's your turn. I'm glad I kicked all them habits years ago. Here's my habit. See, now over here in Texas, Warwick, we got drive-through liquor stores. You just pull up there to the window or drive inside a barn, roll your window down, you tell them what they want, they bring it right to your window. What did I say, Michael? Oh, I think Michael's making fun of me again. I might have to jump his butt. Oh yeah, we got them here. A beer barn or a drive-through. Oh, you got drive-throughs over there, Warwick? I figured the way you Australians like drinking it. Hell, I'm surprised you don't just have a keg or two buried in the back seat and you pull up and fill it up. Give me $2 worth of gas and $100 worth of beer. I'd love to come over to your country, I ain't gonna lie. I'd love to come over there for a few weeks. I want to go see the Outback. Being a country boy like I am, I'd love to go see the Outback. But see, they don't want to let y'all drive around with guns, and I don't want to drive around out there without one. I'm scared. I ain't scared if I can protect myself. Bottle O's, okay. Yeah, we got to drive through cigarette barns. Well, it ain't a matter of going when I retire. It's a matter of you funding it for me, man. I'm broke. I'm one of them broke truck drivers. I need one of you rich truck drivers to support my habits for me. Huh. Ain't that crazy, Tramp? A neighbor of mine sent me a picture of a trike. He knows I'm interested in a trike. Can't afford one, but I'm interested. He sent me a picture of one. It's, I don't know, like a 77 homemade trike. It didn't look too bad. If I had the money, I'd bought it. Oh no, Michael. That's them other truck drivers. The ones that start that story with, you won't believe this shit, but it's true. Well, you notice I don't start my stories like that. Well, all you gotta do, Jay, is send your mama or D in. Ah, we're here. One of y'all go in. Tell your sister to go get them. Better yet, put saddlebags on that damn pig and train it to go get some. Stick your money in the saddlebag and train it to go to the liquor store and back. Get your cigarettes on one side and your beer on the other. You'd have me. Tramp, I can't afford nothing. I'm keeping my head above water, about all I'm doing right now. Keeping the wolf away from the dope. Good Lord's taking care of me. Yeah. Saying that's about how much I'd want to spend on a brand new one without their fees. Y'all's broke ain't like my broke. Well, that's all right, JJ. It's all in the timing. You'll learn how to be a dispatcher. Every dispatcher has to know how his driver goes, how long it takes him. So if you know it's going to be a week, do that week and turn around and send him again for next week. Hey, it's a timing thing. A few trips, that pig will lose some weight. You might get invited to a barbecue. Well, you might give up cigarettes, but you didn't give up the beer, so you know, you still got your habits. And you're vaping now too instead of smoking cigarettes, right? Yeah, I gave up the beer and the alcohol and the drugs, and cigarettes my only vice I got left. I'm just a boring individual. Which is a whole lot why I don't hang out with a lot of folks. They want to, let's drink and go throw horseshoes. Let's drink and go do this. And let's go do that and have a beer. And I just ain't all about that anymore. No, I must have missed the Tramp. Well, JJ, who said we was friends now? That's a big assumption on your part. That boy of mine, Joe, he was a dispatcher for a little while, for Swift even yet. Oh, he cracked me up. Daddy, you need to come over here and drive for Swift. Son, why the hell would I want to do that? Oh, they got blah, 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 and they do blah, blah, blah. And I, no, thank you. That was when he first started. After he'd been there a year or so, came over to a family function, was talking. He's like, Daddy, I don't see you driving for Swift. Some of the stuff we tell them drivers to do, he said, I already know your response. I said, there you go. Oh. Uh-huh. All right, Warwick. Have one for me, mate. Tell Mitch he don't need none. He needs to wait 3 out before he has one. Oh, goodness. You need your coloring book and your cuddly stuffed animal too, JJ. Have your own little special crying spot. I forget what college it was talking about that a few years back. Wanting to put in little crying rooms for the students. Right after Trump had got elected. Cracked me up. Well, JJ, tell me something, buddy. Are you seeing through all the Democratic nonsense? I know, we've had our talks. Are you seeing through their nonsense? Are you seeing that they really are not patriots? And are any of the people that you know that in your area that was born and raised Democrats, are they seeing through it? Or are they backing on you? You know, I ain't trying to put you on the spot. I'm just curious. If you don't want to answer, that's cool too. I know that's the biggest thing Democrat Party's got going for them is all these people that born and raised Democrats, that's what their parents were and their grandparents were, so they think they should be. That's the biggest favor they got going. Yep. Nancy is a joke. She's a danger to our country. There's several of them that are. But luckily for the country, there's enough people that are patriot enough that they see through it. Now, JJ, he'll admit it. He was born and raised a Democrat, and for several years he voted Democrat because his daddy did. But he's been opening his eyes and seeing the truth. So I ain't going to call him a Republican, but he's damn sure been seeing the nonsense that the Democrats are trying to force down his throat. Well, exactly, JJ. They're not like they was. So they have changed drastically. And these that are wanting to go socialist, it's like, really? And those that are wanting to follow them into it, it's like, are you kidding me? Don't y'all know your world history? You know? Now, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, Democratic Party wasn't that bad. You know, we had our differences. And no, I don't remember back 40 and 50 years ago. 30 years ago, I didn't care a whole lot, but I was starting to pay attention. 20 years ago, I really started paying attention. You know? 30 years ago, I couldn't have told you a whole lot of difference between the two parties. But nowadays, I try to get the youngins to understand the difference. If they just vote for the free stuff that they think they're going to be given, it's going to hurt us. So there's a couple of things the Democrat Party's got going for them. There's one, those that was inbred into the Democratic Party and think they must vote for it because Daddy did and Grandpa did and great-grandpa did. You know, and then you got these new ones out here living in Mom and Daddy's basement that's wanting all the free stuff that's being promised to them. And they ain't smart enough to realize it really ain't free. Somebody has to pay for it. And by the time they get old enough to figure out that they screwed up, they might have done put our country in a world of hurt. And right now they're trying to twist all this nonsense around. I've seen one that was actually blaming Trump for starting the virus. It was his fault. And he's using it to his advantage for election. Really, that ain't what I'm seeing. What I've been hearing and reading, none of them said anything about it starting in the White House. They all said it started in China. You are correct, Michael. Well, the last 3 years, Steve, it has been changing. Trump has rallied some of the Republican Party to start standing up. Now, before Trump got in there in his first year, Republican Party was nothing but another branch of the Democrat Party. They just had a different mascot. Trump has changed that stuff up. So now we actually have a few Republicans that grew a little bit, grew a pair, put some hair on it, whatever you want to call it. But we need more of them. We still got plenty of rhinos. And it's the rhinos that's been hurting us. Well, a lot of times that's the best policy, JJ. I've got kinfolk that is just, I'm the devil's advocate for as they're concerned. Well, Michael, there's a saying out there that we can defeat this virus. All we got to do is convince Hillary that it's got something on her going to testify and she'll kill this virus. But, you know, I'm just saying, passing on stuff I've heard. I kind of believe it. There's others that are trying to compare the tally sheet between the virus and the Clintons. And I ain't sure the virus might beat them, but if it is, it's only going to be by a couple numbers. I know, that was mean, wasn't it? It was true, but it was mean. Oh, Jay Ryder. Dude, I just had somebody created an account under my name and was making comments, replying to comments on some of my videos. I got on asking all of my Blue Ranches, did you make comment under my name? Because they can. They're not supposed to, but they have that ability. But it's just one of them written rules that you don't reply for Papa Joe unless I tell you to. Well, I'm asking and nobody's owning up to it. We started investigating today. We, meaning me and Carlos, which all that means is I'm on the phone and he's doing the investigating. I'm doing the bitching and whining. And he figured out somebody had created a ghost account, used my name, stole a picture, and was making comments for me. I'm like, really? Now, Carlos handled the situation. Then I had JJ send out a message to all of my ranches, tell them to be on the lookout, to not do that, and to be on the lookout, and if one slid past me, bring it to my attention. So some of these basement warriors that ain't got nothing better to do, they blow me away. Of course, Carlos told me I must be a superstar if I got people trying to mimic me and be me and impersonate me, and I don't need that. Y'all got enough problems with just me being me. You don't need somebody trying to be a me copycat. Except JJ. He needs all the hard way he can get. I like picking on JJ. It's good for him. Builds character. And Lord knows he needs some character. All right, we're going on an hour. Y'all chat me up. Exactly, Michael. Some people. And yes, JJ, one Papa Joe's all the world needs. Carlos took care of it, Jay. I don't know what all it was, but Carlos handled it. He reported them. He got rid of them, and he sent a message of some way. He might have made the comment, I don't know, but he let the person know that this character had made the comment to reply to. He let them know that that was not me, so that's all that mattered. I understand, Tramp. You'd been on top of your trailer. I know how you are. You probably got 3 rows of tires up there. You'd probably sit up right in the middle of them. Who remembers driving around in the country and seeing all them tires on top of the trailers back in the day? And better yet, who knows why they had them tires up there? No clue, huh? Yeah, they was up there for lightning. They thought they would keep lightning from hitting them. They used to see shoes on the high lines and guardrails and all that. The shoe deal, that was, I forget, that was something the gangbangers type people was doing. I don't remember why. Memory of somebody or something. There's a whole bunch of them I hope get beat in this election, and I think they might. I got a feeling that this election, the Democrat Party is going to take a hard hit, especially in these places where they're trying to be, what's the right word I'm looking for there? Hard nosed? That ain't what I want to say, but you used them to keep the roof on? Now they was supposed to be for lightning, keep lightning from hitting that roof. Of course, that doesn't work, but boy, we used to see them on every trailer you could speak of. Yeah, me and you both, Steve. But there are those out there. She'll get votes, I promise you. The Democratic Party will get votes. I don't understand why. And now Joe's trying to get the Bernie bros. Well, I think they're still investigating a lot of stuff. I doubt if they're going to bring it all out this summer. Because if they do, the other party's going to holler they're only doing it for the election. But I got a feeling within the next year, we're going to see the hammer get dropped on a bunch of people. And some of us will sit back and just laugh and laugh. Yeah, Harry, I hadn't heard them numbers, but I ain't going to argue with them. Well, see, Michael, that dead people voting, that's the problem we have with the Democrats trying to do the absentee mail-in voter nonsense. That's why they're wanting to do that. And they go to the extreme of wanting to do it where people go around and pick their vote up at their door. Really? I don't think so. I'll carry my little butt right down. Well, I ain't got no butt. But I'll take my no acetol down here and stand in line 6 foot away from them, and I'll wait to go in to vote. Thank you very much. Well, I don't know what that woman is up there in Michigan, but we think she's pulling that nonsense that she's pulling in Michigan. So old Sleepy Joe will ask her to be a vice president. Oh, yeah, Biden's the one they're pushing now. Oh, Biden is the best they got. Ain't that a scary thought for the Democratic Party? You know, I made the joke on here about don't know what day it is or what day is it. And, you know, I can joke about that, although earlier today I did think it was Friday. And I was corrected, told it's Thursday. But Joe, he's in rough shape. I don't think he would make it through a term, to be honest with you. And I think that's part of why they're pushing him. I think they want to handpick their vice president for him and figure he's not going to make it. He'll be in there less than a year, and they're going to have him do a little check mark on his head saying he's incompetent, take him out, and put their female vice president in. That's what I think they're wanting to do. And that could be plumb scary. She might, Jay. She might. I was talking to someone yesterday or whenever it was that Obama coming out to endorse Joe, that might, and finally, it took him long enough, right? They're supposed to be friends and all that because he had picked him for his vice president and blah, blah, blah. Well, then why the hell did you wait until there wasn't anybody else to back? You know? And now people, with Obama backing him, he'll really make it now. I don't know about all that. But yeah, Michelle might get asked. Exactly, Felicia. He's got something wrong with him. And you can practically watch him, which I try not to watch him because he just makes me mad. But you can watch it, and you can see him steadily going downhill, can't you? So they'll be lucky to get a year out of him. So I think with him, it's all about the vice president. But then again, I said that about John Kerry, that I wasn't voting for him, I was voting for his vice president. But she seems to have dropped off the front. Oh, it is what it is. Well, folks, I've got an hour in on this. I'll give you a minute or two to holler something if you want. But I've been trying to keep these a little bit shorter. So I reckon I'll finish this cigarette with you and then get out of here. There's still some hanging around in the background. Didn't even come on and say howdy, but that's all good. Y'all make sure you come for Sunday morning now. I don't know what I'll be talking about, but come for Sunday morning. Yeah, I can watch that count drop after I tell people I'm fixing to get off. All right, Felicia, you behave. No, JJ, I forgot. Damn it. Shoot me a text tomorrow reminding me, would you? Well, good deal, Steve. Somebody sent me a picture last Sunday. They had me on their big screen TV. Cracked me up. Looked like they did the screenshot while saying a prayer. I'm trying, Jay. All right, JJ. Appreciate you. Tramp, your sleeping pills ain't working on me. I'm going to get out of here, folks. I appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all remember, the good Lord loves you. So do I. Y'all have a blessed day now. Good night.